A black man by the name of Frank Tyson, who was 53 years old in Canton, Ohio, had his life taken from him by the Canton Police Department, specifically on the evening of April 18th. Frank apparently ran his car into a utility pole, and then he ran into a nearby bar. Now, when the police arrived, you can see and hear on the body cam the people in the bar saying, "Get him out of here," referring to that of Frank. And so from that point, Frank was very afraid, and he kept saying, "You guys are going to kill me. You're going to kill me. I'm afraid. I'm scared." That didn't matter to the police officers. They then wrestled with him and took him down, put him in handcuffs, and for a moment, one of the officers had their knee in his back. So they left him face down, and as he was face down, he kept saying, "I can't breathe. I can't breathe." And so one of the officers told him to shut the F up. A minute later, Frank stopped moving and stopped talking. And they said then 8 minutes later, the officers then decided to check on him. They did not feel a pulse. And so from that point, they got frantic and was calling for the paramedic to hurry up and all that other stuff. So needless to say, they took his life. Now, it should also be said that Frank had been out of the state penitentiary for a couple of weeks. He went in there about 24 years ago, accused of kidnapping, which his family and his lawyer said that he did not do. So it sounds like they're saying he was falsely accused of that. But as it was said, one of the officers, Camden Birch, he was fired from a Target for stealing. But he did not disclose that on his application when he became a police officer. Now, if you ask me, I thought that they did extensive background searches and things like that, but apparently they didn't. And so as Al Sharpton said, as he was eulogizing that of Frank, why is it that Frank was held accountable 24 years ago and was being held accountable even in the moment that they took his life, but they're not going to hold at least that officer accountable for lying on his job application, because they said that he didn't disclose that he was fired from a Target. I guess he worked there for stealing. He didn't disclose that, so he should be also held accountable. Now, it should be said that as of this report, the final results of how and what happened to Mr. Tyson from the coroner is still, waiting to be disclosed. So it's pending. We're hoping that they'll come back with homicide, because that's what it was. Of course, some people will say, well, he should have complied. Now, keeping in mind what I just said, he did 24 years in the state penitentiary for something his family and lawyers are saying he didn't do. Imagine the horrors of what he went through, let's say when he was 29, right? That's, I think, how old he would have been when he went, 29 years old. 24 years of being in prison. Y'all know the things that happen in prison. So there's no telling what happened to him. So then now, at the moment that the police officers were going to arrest him and they were very hostile, imagine what was going through his mind. So yeah, you probably wouldn't want to comply, because as he said, you guys are going to, take me out of here. And indeed, they did that. Now also, his family and lawyers and Ben Crump and the other lawyer, they're impressing upon the Biden administration and the Department of Justice to bring up federal charges on those officers. If you ask me, I don't think that the feds are going to get involved. They rarely get involved. We saw Biden's administration and the DOJ allow Carolyn Bryant, the woman who lied on Emmett Till, to go to a death without ever seeing the inside of a jail. So I don't know. I just don't know if they'll get involved. Hopefully they will. But what I want to say to Al Sharpton, as you are, eulogizing at these funerals of black men who are having their lives taken from them, why don't you, since you have the ear of Biden and Kamala, say to them, get my people some real police reform, get my people a real hate crime bill specifically for them, and hold these officers accountable for taking the lives of black men. Do that so that if I'm Al Sharpton, right, I don't have to keep eulogizing these things that are happening to my people, if indeed Al Sharpton still deems black people to be his people, because I know that he's bought in now, right? He's bought in, and he's now, rubbing elbows at the Met Gala with those people. You know what I mean? So I thought y'all should know about that story, because it's not really all over the place like the story of George Floyd and the countless other black people that have lost their lives due to police brutality, because that's what it is. So anyway, y'all tell me what you think of that. And for more insightful commentary, please subscribe to this channel and my channel, The Demetra Kaye Show, here on YouTube. Peace.